Beautiful. Alrighty, guys. Hey, Wednesday, midway through the week, March 4th, right? New month, new funding special. For those of you that don't know me, my name is McGuire Tate. I'm a part of the corporate team. I'm a broker in the field as well. So a lot of the same activities you guys are doing, just making sure the lights stay on in some areas. Other than that, everything is all the same. Talking to business owners, we talk about this every day that we're on here on the huddle, the reason for what we do, right? We all have our reason why we decided to join DAC and be a part of this family. And furthermore, be a part of helping businesses get, funding when they need it, right? There's many ways that can happen throughout the world, but we're here specifically for living out the DAC purpose, which is knowing that business owners are rock stars, knowing the factoids. If you haven't heard them, before, we say it all the time: 6 out of 10 businesses breaking even or losing money. These are the people that are creative. They want to have nail salons that are, fun and exciting for people to go to. They want to have restaurants where people want to bring their family when they're in town, and have their kids, view them as the heroes that they are because they provide this great thing to the community. It's been around for thousands of years. People who have open hearts and creative minds have been around for thousands of years. It's nothing new. It's just now there's businesses and there's money involved and capital and needs. So keeping in mind that 6 out of 10 are having those struggles, those issues, and they're really the ones on the front line, making sure we have all these things. You have a place in your heart for them, and then you understand that if they do need to take care of these needs, of course, working capital is what's required, right? Anything you want to do in this industry or being a business owner requires money. So knowing that 9 out of 10 have a hard time, more than a hard time, they can't go to their bank and request the capital that they need. There had to be some other way, or else that number was going to continue to grow. And 15 years ago, just over 15 years ago, alternative revenue-based working capital came about, and it changed the game. Before that, it was, you're really out of luck. There's MCAs. We have SBAs. There's things out there that are circulating. But if somebody wants working capital tomorrow for their ideas, they don't want to put down collateral. Their business is doing revenue. They just need that boost to get through. That's why we came to be, right? David Rutz, our founder, he was one of those business owners and said, man, instead of just sulking and being mad about this situation, why don't I become a part of the solution to this and make sure that any business owner who doesn't know knows and gets treated with the utmost respect, transparency, and has a platform that kicks butt and weeds through all the unnecessary stuff in this industry for them so that they can get back to being busy as they are. So let's keep that in mind, as we always do, guys. We are here to lend out that shoulder, that life raft to a business owner who may think that because they tried the bank and one lender in our space and got declined, that's just all they have, to their disposal, when that's not the case. And every single day we show funding stories of why this really does directly impact business owners in a positive way because of the people that we have with us, our broker family, our platform, the technology side of it, as well as our funding team who goes deep into things and makes sure that not only are we getting them, a number, right, an offer amount, but we're getting them a plan forward, and then they come back if they do need more, and we continue to grow with them. So I'm going to move right into today's funding story. It's a nonprofit out of Georgia. The broker on this is Teresa Basine. Forgive me if I'm not pronouncing that right, but I looked it up. Basine is the way I see to pronounce it. It's a nonprofit organization. Like I said, these face significant challenges securing funding within our industry. Many lenders in our space hesitate to work with nonprofits due to their corporate structure, their revenue models, and perceived risk, right? Making approvals far more complex than with traditional for-profit businesses that we see more regularly. But the organization initially required 15,000 in growth capital in September of last year, 25, which we successfully funded as their seasonal demands increased. They required additional capital. I'm just going to decline that. In capital in 25, and we structured a second position of funding for 25,000 to support their continued expansion. So they were continuing to do what they do and needing us along the way. And since that time, we've continued to strengthen their capital position through strategic renewals. In February, we renewed the first position of 35,000, and then this week we renewed the second position at 65,000, which was funded yesterday. So, despite, I mean, this is overall just you see the timeline of this, right? How they come in, they understand the process, we understand the process, the lenders, keep building that relationship, and then we just work with what they have going on. And now, within less than 50 days, we have $100,000 in funding to this nonprofit. Started with 15, right? The first time around. So despite the structural and seasonal challenges that this nonprofit was facing, we provided consistent capital solutions that allowed this organization to grow, to boost, to build. It expanded its impact and maintained operational momentum during the most demanding time of the year. So to this business, to us, we got the funding when they needed. We talked through it. Our team talked through it with them. But for this business and the most struggling time of the year, we were able to get them higher and higher and higher offers. And then obviously, this they may never need funding again for this reason if it continues to grow at this rate, or they may the next time that this comes around. And that's what we strive for people to know in our business. So I know I went a little long on the intro. I just felt very passionate about it this morning. So I'm just going to make my segment for today, which is called Passion is Difficult to Deny. I'm going to get right to the point and get through this today, and we'll get on our way. But I felt very called. It was, I think, Tuesday. It just popped to my head because I was talking with a new potential broker, and we were having our coffee meeting. And he said, what's the best way when you're talking to a client to really, not sound like the rest? And I said, well, it starts with passion. I mean, the way I'm talking to you right now, I'm passionate about seeing a future where you're rocking with DAC and you're making this extra income, and maybe you leave your, he's in the food and beverage industry. I was like, maybe you end up leaving that job and, you're doing this full time. I see that creates enthusiasm inside of me, which leads to passion. And passion is a very difficult thing to deny, whether that's in business or just in life, right? If we have a passion for weightlifting, right, we're going to weightlift, and if we happen to look good in the results of that, then we do. But if you have a passion for being healthy, right, and being fit, and feeling good, then you'll do the same action. It's two different passions, but you're doing the same thing. So when it comes to business, it's no different. Whether you have a passion for just helping people find a means to an end that they don't currently have, or you just care about business owners, or you just specifically care about salon owners, whatever it is, you have a passion for something. Or in a selfish way, I'm sure we all have a passion for supporting our families and ourselves, right, monetarily. So that's a passion as well. That's something that pushes you forward, and it's hard. Again, like I said, it's difficult to deny. So a few things, and we'll wrap this up. A few things about passion. Passion creates an impact on others, right? People feel that, they sense that in real time. Passion fuels consistency. It's a reason why we would wake up in the morning and feel inspired to hit the ball, get the ball rolling, or just to do anything, make that next email happen or make that next call happen. It also we also want to, in this idea of, being into what we're doing, I believe that we need to fill our lives with things that light you up, right? So I know this is a little analytical and reflective of ourselves, but more so than a pitch or a script. But I think this is important for us we're the middle of the week, really look at ourselves today and say, forget, beyond DAC in our lives, are we filling our lives up with things that light us up? Whatever it is, it could be a hobby. It could be, like I said, the thing with health and fitness or cooking, whatever it is, business, getting owners access to working capital. These are all things that if it lights you up, do it, man. If it doesn't, there's quotes out there. We only get, if we're lucky, 75 summers, 75 springs, 70, not to be daunting on life, but that's the reality. If this isn't lighting you up, if you don't want to get off this call today and go, I need to go let 50 salon and cosmetic industry businesses know today, because the reality is at least one of them has been waiting for my call. That fires me up. Or I just want to see business owners succeed. That fires me up. That gets me passionate. I'm going to go work out later today because I'm passionate about doing that. That's a part of it's my little thing. And then another thing is reading a book, right? These little micro wins, we say it all the time, are what's going to keep us in the game. And it's going to allow us to do this the way that is difficult to deny. And that's not in a pushy, salesy way. That's just a way that somebody hears your voice. They go, this guy, this girl, this guy wants to do this. They want to help when they can. This lights them up. Not, hey, I gotta, we do have some good funding offers. If your business, if you have some ideas or needs, man, I'll hook you up. I got you. What's that? Right? You could go do that with anything. So let's keep that in mind. And this goes outside of business. I want everyone here to be in a good mind space and a good headspace in life, right? That makes me just as happy as anything else we're doing here. So for those of you who know me, I know we went a little long today, but I had a lot of notes I wanted to cover, and I think it's worth it. But I always end with a quote. Today's quote is by Arthur Balfour, and it says here, "Enthusiasm moves the world." And it's a very short quote, but sometimes I love short quotes. Enthusiasm moves the world. It makes a lot of sense. Anything we do, when you see somebody with enthusiasm, you go, "There's something right there. There's something going on right there." And it makes me want to be more enthusiastic, makes me want to be more passionate with what I'm doing. So I hope we can all take something from today. I know it may look different for everybody in their lives and their heads, but I felt this, very, very strongly this week. And I thought, what better to use my quarterback stage to bring this to you guys today. So we're going to break the huddle now.